subscribe, and hit the bell notification if you haven't already done so. Josh is about to take YouTube by storm, and you don't want to miss what's coming.
All right, can you guys hear me? Put a 1 if you guys can hear me okay. Let me adjust my lighting here. Is that better? You guys put a 1 if you guys can hear me okay. All right, volume okay? All right, you guys, we're getting back to like 2021, 2022. I still don't like the lighting. Sorry guys, I've redid my studio a bit. All right, so we're going to cover quite a bit tonight, and hopefully not too long, but anybody that wants me to pull their business credit live, go ahead and put your business name and state. So as you can see here, I have Credit Safe and I also have Equifax. So I can pull your business credit live. This sliding is kind of irritating. But I can pull your business credit live. Just make sure that if you do want me to pull your business credit live, make sure you're not concerned about like other people seeing it, because I'm actually going to show everything. Huncho Fox, what's up, man? He's my long-term student, or I should say long-time subscriber and student for my one-on-one business credit mentorship. Huncho Fox, fellow Buckeye, do you want me to go ahead and pull yours starting off? So anybody that wants me to pull your business credit, make sure that you're okay with other people seeing it, because you're going to see the report here. However, I don't know, you probably can't see too good, but because it's a bit blurry, but I can open this up and break it down. All right, just so, Hunter Fox, just so everyone knows, go ahead and put your business name in the comment section so other people can follow along. I have to move over here because it seems like I'm over here. The lighting is no good. But you guys, we're going to cover a lot of no PG business credit, and it doesn't matter if you're just starting off, you're already established, it doesn't matter. I'm sure there's a lot of things that you haven't done. Just like you can see here, the stacks of cards I have here. Not saying you should go and get this many cards. I don't advise that to anybody, because you need a full-time employee just to keep track of it. But it's good to have credit available even if you don't need it, you know? All right, so we're going to start with Harvest All Year One. So you guys can see I have Walmart pulled up here, and I'll go back to Walmart in a moment. But I'm going to go ahead and pull his. Harvest All Year One LLC. You can see it here. So for any of those that are just tuning in, God, I hate this lighting. For anybody that's just tuning in, if you guys want me to pull your business credit live, go ahead and put your business name in the live chat along with your state. All right. And then I'll break it down. I'll review your business credit report live, and I'll break down what I think you need to do to improve it. All right, here is Sancho's. Okay, so you have a risk score of 48. Keep in mind the risk scores, you guys don't get hung up on business credit scores, because business credit scores are not that big of a deal. In fact, you can have low business credit scores and still get approved. So scores don't really matter, but it's a good kind of reference. Of course, if you have like major issues, everything's in the red, that's not good. But you know, if you're in the yellow, it's not a big deal. But as you can see here, Hancho, your recommended credit limit is 1,000. So this is credit safe, okay? Now, there would be, if you have Equifax lines, you would see a payment data here, another link. So there is no Equifax lines with your business credit as of right now. But you have 3 total trade lines. And Ancho, I will email this to you as well. I'll download the PDF, the full report, and send it over to you. And anybody else, if you want me to send it over to you, let me know. I will send over your full report, free, no charge. But you can see the recent high credit is 49. I believe that's going to be Groji. That's what that is. Total balance is $174. Last update was 11/12/2025. Active trade lines is 3. Now, that's just 3 trade lines with Credit Safe. So if you have 3 trade lines with Credit Safe, you probably have 4 to 5 with Experian. Not always, but you probably do, especially with what I've had you do recently. Okay? But you see how everything here is green? So this is, you guys probably can't see, but this is days beyond terms, 0, which is good, obviously. Severely past due, 0, good. Value paid late, 0. And then total trade lines, 3, highest past due, 0, severely paid late, 0. And active trade lines again is 3. It's just kind of repetitive, but basically you want all this to be in green. All right. And these are just your basic, I know what these trade lines are. These are just the foundation trade lines. All right. So it's not that big of a deal, but it's important to have this foundation. Okay. Let's see here. So you can see it all started, Huncho, started this year, April. That's the payment trend data starting in April and goes until September. So there's not October as of yet because that's not going to be reported. It takes a little while, usually 1 to 2 months. But everything's current, so everything's good here. Let's see here. So recommended credit limit of 1,000. If you have a recommended credit limit with Credit Safe of 1,000, you probably have a $5,000 to $10,000 recommended credit limit with Equifax and Experian, Dun & Bradstreet as well. Let's see here. So the credit limit for this company has increased from 0 to 1,000. This company has been in business for over 2 years. The DBT, debt beyond terms, has remained stable over the last 4 months. So the last 4 months, that's basically the trend that I was showing here. It's just not calculating everything, but it remains stable. So all these score and indicators are going to be the same across the board with all the bureaus. And if you're trying to get, say, well, any card for that matter, I was going to pull out Best Buy or something, but typical vendor credit, and when I say vendor credit, I'm not talking about starter vendors. I'm talking about, like, say, a $15,000 or $20,000 Best Buy line, or say, I mean, even Uline for that matter, you know, but most people have no use for Uline. They don't have use for the starter vendors per se. But a lot of people do have use for, say, Best Buy or Crutchfield. You can buy electronics. I have quite a few students that are, quite a few students that I have that they're in Atlanta, Georgia, and they do like film production. And that's quite big. Like Atlanta is like the new Hollywood, you know? So I think I have like 4 or 5 more recent students that they're trying to get like $5,000, $10,000 cameras, you know? Like these cameras, like this Canon camera, this Olympus camera, I can tell you these cameras are like anywhere from like 2 to 5,000 just for the camera, and then the lens, you know, can be $500 to a couple $1,000, you know. But I bought those from Crutchfield, business credit, 100% business credit, and that reports to the business credit bureaus, depending on what underwriter. Best Buy is actually MSTS. So A lot of people think, I don't care about Best Buy or whatever. No, you still want to get it. You know why? Because you can actually get a line of credit with MSTS, and it's no personal guarantee. So if you're doing e-commerce, you want to buy from China, you can actually get $50,000, $60,000 line of credit with actually called Ally Pay, which is like I don't know if anybody's ever heard of Alibaba, which is like AliExpress. If you're buying merchandise from China and you're reselling it, say on Amazon, doing Amazon FBA or eBay, anything like that, that's where these credit lines come in handy, okay? So, like, I try to explain to like all my students and try to get all my students, even if they're a beauty salon, it doesn't matter what type of business you're in, let's exhaust all options. If you don't use it and you don't need it, okay, fine, but let's get it. Let's establish that interbanking relationship with the underwriter because you just never know. So, like, there was a video I saw the other day of somebody posting about the Walmart card. So, I have here, it's like one of my most viral videos. The Walmart community card. I don't want to waste you guys this time, but so the Walmart community card, they closed that down. It was with Capital One originally, and somebody just put out a video just a month ago. And I hate correcting people, but this is actually a quite big YouTuber, but he's not business credit, but he put out incorrect information, like always, because they don't do research. So Walmart has a new card, and they're trying to compete with like PayPal. It's called OnePay. All right, it's no hard pull on your personal credit. It's just a soft pull. But that card actually is not underwritten through Synchrony as that YouTuber said. Like he said, it's underwritten through Synchrony. It's not. I don't know where he even got that information. It's actually underwritten through Coastal Community Bank. So, as you can see here, you probably can't see. Bluevine is a financial technology company, not a bank. Bluevine deposits are FDIC insured through Coastal Community Bank. So, what that basically means is same as like this, the Bluevine business credit card. All right, this is for invite only. You can only get it if you have a Bluevine account. You don't want to just open up a Bluevine account either. You definitely want to use my link. I think it's in the description below. Use my link because like I really don't care if you use my link or not, but if you use my link, there's no opening deposit amount. Versus if you just go to bluevine.com, there is a minimum opening balance amount. And not just that, but you're going to have to also maintain a certain amount of balance of $1,000 or more per month. If you don't, then you're going to get charged a fee. With my partner link, there's no fees at all. All right. So, and I think the link is there. You can see here, the bluevine.com/partner/GBC. So I negotiated with them there's no fees at all. All right. So, so let's get back to the Walmart card real quick. So Walmart, now that they have this OnePay, they negotiated with Coastal Community Bank to approve less than perfect credit. So for those that have like a 620, not great personal credit, you can still get approved. It's just like the Sam's Club store card, the Sam's Club MasterCard, underwritten through Synchrony, right? So it's like the same thing, but it's underwritten through Coastal Community Bank, all right? So if you try to go and apply for, say, Capital One, that was the underwriter for Walmart before, even their personal card, you're not going to get approved unless you have like a 680 or higher. But Walmart, they're really pushing their OnePay card, right? So because of that, they're giving high limits to even those that don't have, I should say, less than perfect credit, I should say, you know. So I know I'm kind of jumping all over the place, but I can tell you guys right now, you want to build up that interbanking relationship with Coastal Community Bank. All right. So how you can do that, if you're just starting off a new business or you're already established, it doesn't matter. I would say go ahead and use this link. I'm going to put it in the chat here. Use my link here to sign up. Yeah, you can just go to bluevine.com, but again, like I said, you're going to get, there's no fees with this link at all. Bluevine.com, there's going to be an open minimum balance and you're going to have maintenance fees per month. With that link, you're not going to have any of that. But just build up that interbanking relationship, even if you just open up with, say, $50 or whatever, and just show a little bit of transactions for 30 days. After that, you're going to get an invite for this, for their business credit card. So let's go over their business credit card real quick. Bluevine credit card is only available to eligible Bluevine checking account customers. So it's not like you can apply just instantly. You can't do that. So like other videos that I've put out, people about this card, they'll be instantly saying, oh, I can't apply for it. No, you didn't watch the video, and that's the problem. There's too many people that they just listen to a few things I said or what the description says. They don't listen. Okay, so you're not going to get very far when it comes to building your business credit if you don't listen. You have to listen. And I don't mean to sound arrogant or anything, but you have to listen. It's very important. You know, there's a reason why I say 2.4 million, but it's probably more like 8 million if you count like the no preset spending limit for the personal guarantee American Express cards, you know. But just the no PG part, there's at least like 1.2 to 1.4 million that's no PG. But this card's great because you're not going to get a hard pull on your personal credit. There's no annual fee. You get 1.5% cash back, and it actually reports to all the business credit bureaus. So this is a great card to get. I mean, you know, it's hands down. And plus they allow authorized users. That's not normal when it comes to business credit cards, all right? And then you can actually set spending limits for your employees as well. And by the way, anybody that has questions about anything to do with business credit, or you want me to pull your business credit, put it in the comment section or the live chat section. I will pull your business credit live, just like I did for Huncho. All right, so just put your business name and I'll pull it live, and I'll basically break it down like your payment data, your payment trend. I'll pull this. There's no other channel that does this but me. And they don't do this because it costs money to pull every report, you know. So, but get the questions in there. What's it say here? Chat really lets you display comments. StreamYard changed things a little bit, so I'm getting used to it here. But let me see here. All right. Do you want me to pull you? Hey, Don the cleaner, you want me to pull your business credit too? Let me go and pull yours. All right, there you are. You guys get any questions you guys have in the comment section. All right, so Don the cleaner, you can see here that you have 2 payment experiences, but your risk score is 66. Your recommended credit limit is 3,000. So again, if you have a recommended credit limit of 3,000 with Credit Safe, your Dun & Bradstreet or your Experian or Equifax recommended credit limit is going to be anywhere from 2 to 5 times that. All right, so potentially you could actually have $15,000 recommended credit limit. That's good. So as you can see here, everything is green for you, so that's good. So I have nothing I can say about yours besides the fact that you have no recent payment history. So if you look here, you don't have more recent payment experiences. All right. So you want to keep some recent payment experiences. Shows that you have 24 inquiries in the last 12 months. That's also included with Equifax as well. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so this company has been in business for 3 years. There's no, you've never been late. It's not part of a group, which is good. The local score for this company has increased from 63 to 66, which is good. And your recommended credit limit has increased from 2,000 to 3,000. So that's great, you know. So all this is good, you know. And for those that are just tuning in, make sure you guys give the video a thumbs up. I appreciate it, and share it out. But for anybody that's just coming in, if anybody wants me to pull their business credit live, their business credit report live, and break down what their business credit reports are currently at as of today, just put your company name and what state you're based out of. So let me just look at this real quick. So you can see it breaks everything down. Like you have financial insurance. That's where a majority of your trade lines are coming from. So I'm sure you have some type of bank card or so. It's some type of card for sure. And then the other one is going to be administrative support and activities. So it depends what you actually have, but that's the trade lines that it's showing: 256, 258, and 3,000 that you've had combined, as well as $200 that's current, and that's going to be a cell phone bill. SIC code of 48 communication, so it's going to be T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T. It's going to be one of those. So without looking at anything, that's what I can tell you on that. So like I can run a decision, but I can't do that directly with you guys live because I have contracts directly with the Business Credit Bureau, so I can't do that. But if I run the decision, it will tell me if I'm the underwriter, what to offer you. Like if I want to extend credit to you, if I hit run decision, it's going to tell me, you know, it's going to ask me a few questions, how much you're requesting. Say you're looking for, say, 5,000. I put 5,000 in there. It'll come back and tell me what I should actually do. You know, so this is like the same system that underwriters use. It's just the underwriters have a lot of this automated. They're not manually looking at this. Some do, especially the fintechs that take time. They will. But this is what I always break down to you guys, like how important it is. Like Don the Cleaner, like it shows that your estimated business revenue is $234,000 per year. But like how important it is like how it shows here, possible links. This is the very important part. So it will show like sleek line, shapewear is a possible link. Like any businesses that are in the same, using the same address as you. All right. So That's why it's important not to use the iPostal on certain addresses. So anybody that's using iPostal and you're trying to get no PG business credit, just text me and we can do a free consultation. I'll tell you exactly what you need to do. But iPostal, you're not going to get approved. Oh yeah, there you are. But all this is very, very important. I can't tell you how important this is. Like when I do the business credit audit for anybody that joins one of my business credit mentorship, this is one of the first things I'll do. I'm going to look and see the address, what it's attached to, and you also want to see this. See how this shows red? It says cash transactions. So there is somebody, Don the cleaner, there's somebody using the same address as you that has bad business credit, very bad, for it to show red like this. So if you're picking a business address and I do the audit, you already have the address, whether it be iPostal or whatever, and I pull it and I see the possible links, other businesses that are using the same address as you, say virtual office, and there's a lot of cash transactions showing red, that's a red flag and we need to address that and change the address. So, because that alone will get you denied, just because the underwriter doesn't know, like, if you're the same owner of that business, you have multiple businesses, you have a history of this. That's how they're treating it, you know. Obviously, this is like a registered agent. I can tell it is, you know, because it's so many different types of businesses, like property rental and communications, so many different ones. But like, you know, with my mentorship, I go through all this and dissect it all when I do the audit, you know. So like where you're at right now is you're at low risk. So this would be comparable to like an 80 Paydex score or like an 80 Experian Intel score. Very low risk is 71 to 100, so that would be comparable to like a 91 to 100 on Experian Intel score or Dun & Bradstreet. Okay, so you use Regis, yeah. So I can tell you right now, since you use Regis, if you're using iPostal, we would see a lot of reds here. A lot of reds. That's for certain. 100%. People that are paying $7.99 or $10 a month, you're going to see a lot of red. So that's why I tell people, avoid that 100%. Avoid the iPostal. If you have an iPostal address, just text me. I can advise you what address to get, you know. Even if you don't join the mentorship, I can still advise you, you know, which address to get. It's going to set you up more for success. Because the underwriters, you could have good personal credit, good business credit, but if your address is attached to a location that has a history of derogatories, and it could be people that you don't even know, other businesses that are using the same virtual address, that's going to get you denied. 100% will get you denied through Debbie, Bill. It doesn't matter who it is. You know, you're going to get denied, especially if it's no PG. You know, anything no PG, you need all this to be like nearly 80% all in green. So these are things that I dissect when I do the audit for any of my potential students. It's one of the very first things I do. I look at this, then I look at Equifax. And I don't really look too much at Dun & Bradstreet. It's not something I focus on because Dun & Bradstreet's not important. Paydex scores, Dun & Bradstreet's not important at all. Unless you're trying to get vendor credit, like say you're trying to get manufacturing credit line, then you need to focus on Dun & Bradstreet. But if you're trying to get, say, no PG business auto loans, then you need to make sure that you have everything's set up properly with Equifax and Credit Safe. Because like Ford Motor Credit, Ally Financial, pretty much anything auto or equipment leasing related, they're going to be looking at your Credit Safe and your Equifax, one or the other, 99% of the time. But if you're trying to get like these cards, then you need to focus on your your Experian. 100% you need to focus on Experian. If you're trying to get SBA loans, you need to focus on your Experian. Experian is the only one that actually has a business FICO score. That business FICO score is actually made up of two parts. 50% of the small business FICO score is made up of the owner's personal Experian credit, and then the other 50% is made up of your business credit. So they merge those together. That's how they come up with your small business FICO score. That's directly correlates if you can get approved for an SBA loan. SBA loans are 100% dictated. Those approvals are dictated 100% based on your Experian and your Experian only. You know, even if you look back to like during COVID, right, and you try to get like the PPP loan or the EIDL loan, the Treasury Department even will pull your Experian personal credit, all right, and your business credit. It says U.S. Treasury, you know. So SBA lenders, they also have to use the same as what the federal government uses, and that's Experian. So they're not going to be looking at Dun & Bradstreet. So I guess the point I'm trying to make is don't focus on, oh, let's get as many trade lines as we can just to get anything you can just because somebody on YouTube said to get these trade lines. Don't focus on that at all. All right? That's not really important at all. So, let's see. Yeah. Hey, thank you, Donald. So, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, don't blindly go out and build business credit or try to get business credit built up. Like, don't waste money on certain starter vendors that don't even report. Like, if you have no purpose, so you have no, like, you don't want to get any vendor credit, such as like manufacturing credit line or computer parts or something, then don't put so much focus on your Dun & Bradstreet. If you get, say, Fair Figure, eCredible, and Nav Prime, that's enough to get you actually an 80 paydex score with Dun & Bradstreet if you really want to focus on that. But that's enough to get the foundation. But then again, you can have like a 90, 95 paydex score, 90, 95 Experian Intel score, and still get denied. Like, the scores don't mean anything. It's the continuous payment trend is what matters more than anything. Let me see if I can pull it up here. So, like you can see here, this is a sample report, right? So this score means nothing, even with the Experian. This is more to pat yourself on the back, make yourself feel good about yourself. But underwriters don't care, and they don't look at this on their back end when they do underwriting. They don't look at this. They're looking more like at the Experian financial stability risk rating. That's the more important one. That goes from 1 to 5, 1 being the best, 5 being the worst. Same as the small business financial exchange risk rating. This is all financial cards. So this is going to be like your Chase or Wells Fargo, American Express. That's who's typically going to be sharing the data with small business financial exchange. But this is what's more important than anything when it comes, if you're trying to get actual credit lines, working capital, they're going to be looking at Experian, and they're going to want to see this. They're not going to want to see this saying insufficient information. If it says insufficient information, it's no good. You're less likely to get approved. or even if you do get approved, it's going to be a small amount. So you want to have not just the monthly, but you want to have the quarterly payment trends and the continuous payment trends. But you also want to have newly reported payment trends. So this is where like the shelf corps people get, like those are trash today. Like don't ever buy a shelf corp. They're worthless. Like everything restarts anyways. And the underwriters aren't stupid. They know what you're trying to do. If you buy a shelf corp, they know exactly what you're trying to do. Once it changes ownership, unless it's in the same state and you're in the same industry, shelf corps are worthless. But then like the combined payment trends as well. Like so on your report, ideally you want to see these 5 boxes. If you don't see these 5 boxes, you want to work towards that. And obviously you want everything in the green and you don't want things going down. But don't get hung up on the scores. Scores are not important. I've got some of the biggest approvals, $150,000, $200,000 cards when my scores were low. So scores aren't so important. What's more important is the continuous payment trend, the quarterly, and the 6 months payment trend. But also, just like personal accounts, on personal credit, you want to have account mix. So this is payment experiences. So this is going to be like financial, your leasing. So your net 30 accounts, this is not, even though it says net 30 here, these are like, say, American Express. Like this is American Express for sure, 100%. This is American Express. All right, this could be, say, Ford Motor Credit. Same with these. Or it could be, say, a trailer lease or a box truck. But these are all going to be, like, you're not going to see credit cards necessarily here unless, say, it's a NAV Prime card. You could see that here. If it says MasterCard or Visa, it should be in the payment experiences because you can see here, payment experiences, financial trades. So you're not going to see Uline, you're not going to see Quill, you're not going to see any net 30 vendor. You're not going to see it. Even it may say net 30, but it's always going to be like if it says net 30, it's a credit card of some sort or a charge card. So trade line experiences, the continuous trades, that's where you're going to see, like, say, phone services or Grogy, eCredible, Nav, Fair Figure. That's where you're going to see that. And a perfect report is like this. See, like you can see 5 or so here. There's 4 here. This is nearly impossible for any business to have this much. I mean, this is a lot. This is a sample report. But ideally, all 3 brackets, you want to have 4 to 5. 4 to 5 accounts reporting. That gives you a good account mix. Just like on personal credit, how your FICO score is made up like 10% of account mix. So, like, it's very rare for somebody to have, like, in the 800s if you never had a mortgage or like a car loan, right? So you want to have that account mix. That's very important. So you do want to have like term loans, commercial cards, open-end credit lines, communication. Like if you have a cell phone and it's in the personal name, get that moved over on the business side. Like at least make it count, you know. Remove anything possible from your personal liability, move it over to your business. Like, even if you're using it for personal, it's okay unless you have many partners and stuff. But if you're just like a single business owner, I'm telling you, move everything over to the business side. Even if you, say your wife or husband or whatever, your daughter or son, you know, they use gas. If you're a small business owner, you could use a business gas card, even for their own, like, say, personal gas, and just get the money from them or whatever. But at least make it count. Like, you know, it makes no sense not to. For one, it's going to help you with that interbanking relationship with that particular underwriter. but also you want to remove all liability as much as possible. Like millionaires and billionaires, it's all debt, you know. Like they don't use their own money, even in their own. Like say Elon Musk, he takes like $1 salary or whatever per year, but what he does is he goes to the bank and says, "Hey, I need a personal loan for, $10 million dollars or whatever." Well, he's borrowing against his stock. So you could do the same thing, even though you don't have stock. You may or may not. But the whole point of it is you don't get taxed on debt. All right. So I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm just saying, like, it's better to use debt to live on or run your business with debt, as long as it's not stupid debt. Like, don't take out a merchant cash advance for 100,000 and then you're repaying 150,000. That's just stupid. You're asking yourself to go out of business if you make a stupid decision like that, So, but anyways, you guys, I ramble too much. I could go on for many, many hours about all this. But yeah, definitely use debt. Always use debt. But do it smart. Like, don't, get in over your head. I have several students from years ago that they get approved for so much business credit, and then they took my advice too literal, and then they started abusing the business credit, and they started taking girls or people out on cruises using business credit lines or business credit cards, and then they can't afford to pay it back. I'm not saying do that. I'm just saying it's okay to use personal expenses with business. I'm not saying anything about Uncle Sam at all. I'm just saying, why not make it count with the underwriter? If you're a single small business owner, it's not a problem. You can organize that with your accountant. You can still, separate that at the end of the year. At the end of the day, the underwriters don't care. They make money off the interchange fee. So they want you to use it and they want to give you more. That it's just, when it comes to this no PG business credit lines, you have to be smart about it. Like, don't screw them over, obviously. Don't do it with the intent to commit fraud or anything. But like Expensify, for instance, like I have several students, they're getting anywhere from like 10,000 up to like 250,000 for this card, right? And that's like a same day instant approval. And then like Fuel Man, I bought 3, I don't want to say duplexes. They're like duplexes, 4-bedroom houses that were converted like 25 years ago into 2-bedroom apartments, multifamily house units. And I have them on Section 8, 3 different units. I shouldn't say 3 different units. 3 different homes that were converted into multifamily units, and those are on Section 8. But I bought them using this card, BP was one of them, and also Corpay. So if you do things right, you can actually liquidate certain business credit lines. Like I did, I liquidated 2 gas cards, even though they can only be used for gas and gas only. There's a trick on how to do that, and I only teach that to my students. But you can liquidate those high limit fuel fleet cards to buy property. I'm not saying super expensive property, but you can do it. But I wouldn't do it unless you have other cards to repay it. So if you only have, say, 3 cards available to you that are no PG, don't use all that, Like in my case, I had a total of 5 cards, gas cards at that time. I liquidated 3 to buy 2 properties, and then to pay those back with the same underwriter, I liquidated 2 other cards to pay them back 30 days later. So like net 30 accounts like that are charge cards, they're okay if you know how to use them. You have to use them the smart way. You know, don't sit there and be like, oh, I'm going to invest or this or that. Basically, you're putting all your eggs in one basket, and then you're hoping something will work out. Always plan for the worst, okay? So if you only have 100,000 in business credit lines available to you, don't spend more than 40,000, because you need that backup just in case things don't work out. You're gonna need that other 40,000 30 days or 45 days later to liquidate to pay back that original 40,000. The thing with business credit is it's not federally regulated. So if anything is like derogatory, if you get one derogatory, it's very bad when it comes to business credit. You're at the mercy of the bureaus to fix it. There's no Fair Credit Reporting Act when it comes to business credit. Okay? So some of my students in the past, they come to me and they have like 3 derogatories and they've been in business 7 years. And I tell them, I'm frank with them, hey, it's better you just start a new LLC because you have too many derogatories and it's going to hold us back, you know? So, you know, you're at the mercy of the bureau for one, but every situation is different. If you just, it depends also how many trade lines you have. So like this one, for instance, you can see here leasing and it shows up to 30 days beyond terms, 16%. That's not a big deal because if you have enough trade lines, it's okay. It's normal for a business to have maybe 1 or 2 late, and they're not counted the same as like a 30-day late on a personal credit card. It's not counted that way. But you definitely don't want 31 to 60 days, 61, 90 days. If you have a couple of those, then like good luck even trying to get an OPG. It's just not going to happen. It doesn't matter if you have a $250,000 in the business bank account, that can still work against you, you know, with the fintechs. So, but anyways, I don't want to bore you guys. Doc Motive about balance transfer. Yeah, balance transfer is fine. I have several students that use 0% APR business credit cards. Like say you're, what's it? Like the blue business cash. That's a good one too, you know, the Blue Business Cash, American Express. That one, depending on when you signed up, but if you have that card, at least in my case, like this one, it's 0% for 12 months. And there's many credit cards that have that intro offer of 0% for 12 months. So yeah, by all means, transfer around. That's definitely a way better option than anything. If you have existing debt, even if it's on personal side, move it. If you have a business credit card that's 0% APR, move it over. It's very important. You should do that. Take advantage of it. Don't be stupid. You know, it really comes down to being strategic about everything. That's what my mentorship is for. It's one-on-one, and I strategically review everything and tell you exactly what to do. Even if you need to move debt from your personal, because a lot of people, what they do is they start their business, they use personal credit cards to fund their business, they put all that debt on their personal credit. They don't have bad credit, but their scores are tanking, their personal credit's tanking because they they didn't know about business credit. Even like American Express, for instance, you could get American Express business credit cards, and even if you don't have business credit, it's okay. You could still get approved. If you get approved for a personal American Express credit card, you can get approved for a business one. But at least on the business side, it's not going to actually report on your personal. So like, it's not going to affect your score. It's not going to affect utilization, you know? It's still a personal guarantee, but you're not going to take a hard pull or anything like that. It's not going to affect your personal credit. So I would say 20% of my students right now, that's the situation why they join the mentorship, is they need help moving their business credit, their business debt but they put it on their personal credit, and now we have to try to move it over. But if they would have done it right in the first place, they would have never, like, if you're going to get approved for American Express personal card, you would get approved for a business card. So in the first place, you should have done that in the very first place, and then you wouldn't have that issue. So everything is like strategically, but a lot of people don't know these things. So it all really does come down to being strategic about it, knowing what you're doing, what your goals are, and everything. So, and unfortunately, they don't teach this thing. They don't teach it in school, which I think it should be mandatory. At least personal credit should be mandatory, I think, in high school, but it's not. Like, the government and financial institutions, they want you to be in debt, in a sense. So, but yeah, I mean, Donald, yeah, I mean, I'm reading here. We have a blue business cash under reconsideration to reinstate. Okay, so you mean like it was derogatory, you're late or something, and they want to settle. So just so you know, American Express, they will offer you, say you owe 10,000, they will settle it for say 5,000 or even 3,000. But even if you settle, you're never going to be able to get that relationship back with American Express unless you pay the full amount. So you have to pay that full amount. Good thing about American Express is I have some students that did the settlement 10 years ago. They joined the mentorship and they think they can't ever get back with American Express. I get them the information. They make it right. They make a payment plan with American Express. You do have to pay that full amount, but whatever you owed them or whatever. But American Express is one of the few financial institutions that is very forgiving. And American Express is really great, honestly. Like, I love them so much. I have 12 cards with them, including the black card. But I'll tell you, like, even though it's personally guaranteed, American Express is with the few exceptions that you can have 10, 15 cards with them, and it's not going to be reporting on your personal credit ever. You only get one inquiry ever. You're never going to get more than that, just the one inquiry, So, Donald, just text me. The number's there. You can text me. I'm going to get off here in a few moments, and I'll do consultation calls. Let me see here. I think I've already got a couple people that's already texted me since the live, but where I'm at right now, I'm in Manila, Philippines, so it is like 9 a.m. here. So I'll still be doing consultation calls for about 3 more hours, but text me at least to schedule a consultation call if it's not tonight, but just text me. I do have like 3, Jason, how many do I have? 3 or 4? I think I have 3 or 4 spots open. I don't take on more than like 60 students at one time. But let me just show you guys too real quick for those that are just tuning in. So we have a Android and iOS app. So you can see here, you can download our app as well. But it's only for mentorship students because it's the client portal. So this is like what you would see when you log in. We have 2 different portals depending on like what type of mentorship you did. But like this is the intake form. And then after you do the intake form, then I do the full audit. It takes me about 24 hours to pull all the reports. And then based on what I found with the audit, then you're going to get your tasks to do. So these are just demo tasks, but just to give you kind of an example. Say the name and credit card. It's going to tell you exactly what to do. I know you guys can't really see this, but it breaks down exactly the tutorial instructions, and I tell you exactly what to put limit-wise based on your business credit and your goals, like what to put in the field. So you don't want to just blindly put, oh, I want 25,000 or 20,000. If I feel you can only get approved for 5, I'm going to tell you to put only 5, you know. But literally, I break it down exactly step by step what you're going to have to do and what you need to do. And not everything I'm going to tell you to do is going to be like applications. Some could be the Better Business Bureau or Google Local. Like, these are things that underwriters will look for 100%. You could have an 800 FICO score and great business credit and still get denied just because when the underwriter or the partner bank, say Patriot Bank or Deserve Bank, Coastal Community Bank, they have whoever owns the MasterCard or Visa license, they may not even be the underwriter, but whoever owns the MasterCard or Visa license, they have to do their due diligence, and that's the KYC, know your client process. So if they Google your business name and there's nothing there, like you're not on Merchant Circle, you're not on Better Business Bureau or Google Local, chances are you're going to get denied. These are just basic facts. It's guaranteed. 100% I can tell you that. I've had founders and CEOs done interviews. They flat out said that. I've been saying it for years, you know. But each task, you know, I break down exactly what you need to do. So not everything's going to be about application. Some tasks are going to be your foundation, but I won't know that until I do the audit. You might already have some of these citations or directories you may not need. So you're going to get 5 to 7 tasks to do every week, you know. So there really is no business credit course that can really get you very far. I guess for basic foundation there is, but that's the problem with, like, say, Credit Suite and others out there, that you're blindly wasting money because there's a lot of things that, like, if you have no goal to get a no PG business auto loan, then why are we going to focus on getting a whole bunch of trade lines that are only reporting to Equifax and CreditSafe? It makes no sense. Like, don't waste your money because 5 trade lines and you spend 50 or 100 here, 150 here, you add that up, you're already at like $1,000, you know, and that $1,000 could have been better spent elsewhere, you know. So, you know, you just have to be smart about it and do everything strategically. But if anybody is interested for their free Credit Safe report, email me, support@joshvanhorn.com. Doc Moto put it there. Just email me your business name and your address, and I'll be more than happy to, just like this, save and print, full report, download, and then when that's done, I'll email it over. So, and I don't charge anything for that, but to do this, it does cost money, but I don't charge anything for it. I try to give back, you know. But these are just like the level of detail I go through with every student, one way or another. But this all happens during the audit process. I look at all this as well, you know, in great detail. But if anybody is interested or just want some feedback, feel free to text me for a free consultation. The number is below, 937-423-9954. That's my direct T-Mobile number. But it is getting late. I have other videos to record later on, but you guys stay tuned until tomorrow. I'm going to be dropping like 4 videos. But if anybody's interested for a consultation either tonight or tomorrow, text me now. All right. Until next time, you guys take care. I don't mean to end it so quickly, but I got to run to the bathroom. I've drank too much coffee, But I am available for the next couple hours if anybody is interested in my free phone consultation. Just text me, and then we can go from there. Anyways, if you're watching this also as a replay, feel free to text me or stay tuned for the 4 videos I have dropping tomorrow. All right. You guys, thanks so much. Appreciate your time. And again, feel free to text me or email support@joshvanhorn.com, and then we'll go from there. All right. Again, sorry you guys it was so late. I'll try to do the next live stream earlier. Just have to get back in the momentum like I was back in 2022, 2023. All right. All right, you guys take care. Appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning in. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up real quick. It helps for the replay with YouTube. All right. Till next time. Bye-bye.